Chapter 9. Secrets in the Shadows. The adventurers reached the base of the old ruined tower. It was overgrown with moss and weeds, and most of the ground buildings were piles of rubble. Paulus whispered an incantation under his breath, and then said, "Reveal," in a commanding voice. A veil of white light spread across the old ruin, finally revealing a hidden door. On the door was a circular indentation, exactly the same size as the medallion Dallin Epworth had worn. Paulus put the medallion in place, and the door creaked open, revealing a long stone staircase down a narrow tunnel. The adventurers proceeded down the steps until they came to a door. Through his bell sense, Paul could feel the dark energy pulsating behind the door. "Prepare yourself, Nikolai. I fear this is where they are holding the wizard," Paulus said, as he held his staff ready.
"Don't flippin' worry, mate. Susan's ready for some flippin' action, right?"
Nikolai said, as he gripped his warhammer. They opened the door, and what they saw shocked them to the core. There were two black pillars that pulsed with electrical energy, and chained between the pillars hung an emancipated naked figure wearing a mask and what seemed like a feeding tube attached to his mouth. The figure was unconscious and was attended by 3 goblin keepers. The goblins blinked as the door opened, but before they could pull out their daggers, Nikolai swiftly dispatched them. Paulus held the man as Nikolai smashed the binds that held the wizard to the pillars, and he fell into Paulus's arms. Paulus removed the mask and feeding tube, and was shocked to see the face of his old teacher and mentor, Liriel Robinson. A face so gaunt and hollow that it resembled a skull, and his once beautiful long red hair now grey and lank. "By the gods, what have they done to you, Liriel?" Paulus said with tears in his eyes. Paulus looked around and could see the goblin keepers were force-feeding him, just enough to keep the wizard alive so they could drain his power. "Paulus, is it really you?" Liriel said. "Yes, my friend. I have come to save you," Paulus said, holding back the tears. You have, my friend. You have. It was Jakon who imprisoned me. He tricked me. He tricked us all," Liriel said, coughing up blood onto the stone floor. The wizard clearly did not have much time left. Don't grieve for me, Paulus, for there are worlds within worlds, universes within universes. In one world I live in a world of machines, and have a wife and children. I may be dying in this world, but I will live on in others," the wizard said, as he touched the side of Paulus's face tenderly. "Jakon is using the knowledge to open a door to a dark universe. He brought destruction upon us all. He must be stopped." Liriel died before he could finish his sentence, the years of torture finally taking its toll. All Paulus could do was cradle his old friend in his arms. Tears began to well in Paulus's eyes, and a great fire of anger and grief burst out from his heart as he screamed in rage at the death of this magnificent person. Nikolai looked on forlornly until he heard noises come from the top of the stairs. "Paulus, I think we have some flipping company, mate, right?" Nikolai said, and gripped his warhammer, Susan, ready for battle.